of the Amaz's first impression of the new cards. And let's start with Healing Wave from Shaman. So it's a rare card. It's restore 7 health, and if you joust and you win, you restore 14 instead. People are really crazy about this card and go like, oh my god, this can replace anti-heal bot. This is like really really good. And yes, it can replace anti-heal bot, but like, I don't think this card is too good because it's like a 3 mana heal for 7 and possibly 14. So on average, if you win 50% of the joust, it's heal for 10, right? Now, why this is a problem is because Healing Touch is not really played, right? If you just play this as a heal, what happens when you face against something else? Like, face against a priest or something. Or you face against like a, warrior or something. Like, healing doesn't even affect anything in those matchups. So, that's really the big problem of this card. Also, it would not really help you from a dying position. So, for example, if your opponent has minions and they're kind of bursting you down, you need to clear your opponent's board and heal yourself for healing to be actually useful, right? So, I think this is a little bit overhyped, judging by what I see on the comments and whatnot, and people talking about this. So, yeah. I don't know if I'm missing anything. Is there anything that has, like, cute heal stuff? No, not really, right? I mean, there's no Northshire Cleric in the Shaman or whatnot, so I don't think this card is going to be played a lot, to be honest. Yeah, to be honest, I really don't think this is a good card. Yeah, awkward. Healing Wave of Alkanai. It's really good for Priest. Yeah, I will take this into Priest any day. That'll be insane, but no. In Shaman, it's a little bit too bad. Man, Shaman seems like every time a good Shaman card comes out, you think it's insane, like 2 mana 3/4 and Overload 1. When you analyze that a bit more, it's just so bad. I don't know. Next one we have the 3 mana 4/3 Lights Champion. Battlecry Silence a Demon. Oh my god, that's so specific. Are you kidding me? Like, it's only good against the Warlock matchup. So like, I don't know. If you are playing against a Warlock, it's a 3 mana 4/3. So you don't get punished that much compared to a Kazan Mystic. It's a 4 mana 4/3 instead. But then you're not really ecstatic when you play a 3 mana 4/3, are you? Right? Not really. If you're always ecstatic about playing 3 mana 4/3s, then we should be seeing more Kirin Tor mages with like secrets and whatnot, right? But that's not really the case. And like, what's the other card called in Paladin? The Scarlet Purifier, right? Even that's not really that played. Even though sometimes it's just like it's a 3 mana 4/3. So I'm pretty sure this is also a bad card. You would think that maybe they will introduce a card that removes all your opponent's armor because like this is so specific, right? So maybe there is a specific card just to deal with like armor as well that might be coming up. That's at least my guess, you know. Yeah, that's my guess. Okay. Wrangler. Wrangler is a pretty weird card where it's a 5 mana 3/3. This card is actually from the tutorial, right? It's actually a 1/1 in the tutorial, if you remember back then. But yeah, what to do with Battlecry? If you have a beast, summon a random beast. It's a 5 mana 3/3, so you basically have a free web spinner without the Battlecry. And if we actually look at the beasts, you can tell the average is kind of like around, I don't know. So Malorn, obviously. And then if you just look at the beasts, the average is kind of like, oh, at least the class specific guys are really strong, but there's a lot of beasts that are 1 mana and 2 mana. See? 3 mana is kind of bit. We also have like Stampeding Kodos, Stranglethorn Tiger. So as long as you get something, you compare this to our Silver Hand Knight, right? Yeah, this is the card you compare against. So it's a 4/4 that summons a 2/2. So as long as this summons kind of like similar to this, then it's worth it. So it needs to have at least a 3/3. So if you get like, for example, like what's that called? Ironfur Grizzly, then it's basically this. It's basically the same as that because it's a 3/3 that summons a 3/3. 5 mana, that's good. But the possibility of this going insane is, I think, it's kind of worth it, right? If you summon like a tiger, if you summon heck even a Mexna, a Gazrilla, a King Crush, Malorn, like even the new Druid card, the Savage Companion, like there's so many good cards for beasts that can be summoned. And I think it's even worth the risk. Uh, and now I guess further analyzing this would be like, oh, is this actually better than Belcher, right? And I guess this is better than Belcher. I would play this over Belcher, to be honest. Whether you should actually summon more beasts is remains to be seen. But this has to be a mid-range, right? It can't be a face hunter, and nor could it be like in a hybrid hunter. Hybrid hunter tends to kill your opponent like faster as well. So this is only in mid-range. And you'll be playing web spinners. You'll be playing creepers. I'm not really sure if you play direwolf, but it seems like you need a little bit more beast for this to work out. I'm not really sure, but yeah, you also have animal companions. So there's like a lot of things already. So I wish they actually didn't make this card. There was a comment that said, what if this just made something like static instead? I think I like that much more. You get what I mean? Like, what if it's a Ram Wrangler that says, if you have a beast, summon a 4/4 Ram or something, you know? That would make it, like, less RNG. And actually, like, you can kind of tell the card's value a little bit more. Yeah, that would have been better. 3/3 that summons a 4/4. If you have a beast, summon a random Ram. Yeah, I would have liked that design a little bit more. But, yeah. Anyways. That's pretty Craigasm, both in terms of his effect and his picture. So yeah. Oh my god. So the first thing I looked at this is okay. Recombobulator on a Sea Giant just got pretty bad because now 10 mana is a 7/7/8/8 and a 12/12, right? But besides that point, 3 cards is pretty nutballs. Okay, draw 3 cards is pretty nuts. You also put them into play. So like. Obviously, you play this in a control warrior, and sometimes I guess you get kind of screwed, right? So sometimes you draw spells, sometimes you draw weapons, sometimes you draw like Taskmaster and whatnot. But even then, drawing 3 cards and playing them immediately is insane. So what happens if you so what's the worst case? You put Taskmaster, Armor Smith, and Acolyte of Pain. 10 mana summon 3 creatures is pretty badass. Okay, what's another bad situation? Okay, fine. You draw Despite, War Axe, and Execute or something like that. That's a 10 mana draw 3. Not really that far off from Instant of Lore value. And it's a 7/7 body too. Okay, sure it gets BGH, but the effect already happens, right? That's the thing. If a big creature already does something, BGH doesn't really punish it too much because the effect already happened. So I think this card is pretty insane. It's gonna make Warriors even more expensive, to be honest. And I think I'm going to try out this card. This card is going to be so awesome, I think. Definitely a card that excites me quite a bit when playing Warrior. Yeah. I'm thinking of, like, what if there's a Variant Rin deck with, like, 3 chargers? Like, if you put Leroy and then Reckless Rocketeer and play this card, you can hit your opponent for, like, 16. Yeah, but that remains to be seen for another day. That's insane. Anyways, last card here that's released is Ronin for Mage. And it's an 8 mana 7/7, and when it dies, you get 3 copies of Arcane Missiles. And oh my god, this is good too. This is pretty good too. Because okay, so not only do they have to like silence and kill this, well, it's actually pretty difficult to silence and kill this. They also lose the silence and kill this, which is insane for a 7/7, right? If they actually kill this off, you're actually getting a 3 mana Super Avenging Wrath, right? So like you pay 3 mana for 9 damage. That's Super Avenging Wrath to me. Plus you don't have to use them all together, so you can like split them up. And I guess the real value comes when you actually combo this with Antonidas or you combo this with Emperor. Wow. Like, Jesus Christ. That's insane. It's basically like another way to look at it is like an 11 mana deal 9 damage. And you would play an 11 mana and deal 9 damage and pepper spray the board. What if you play this with Malagos? Like, what the heck just happened? I guess a little bit of a risk you're taking is like, if you play Ronin, you might not have enough cards in your hand to fit 3 Arcane Missiles. But then, what are you talking about? Like, it's gonna be fine. Temple Mage, I think this card is gonna be pretty good. It is at 8 mana, so you do have to survive quite a bit. So, you know, consistency is always a problem with Temple Mage. So hopefully someone makes the distance as a bit more consistent. And the other one is Freeze Mage. Would you play this in Freeze Mage? I feel like it's actually quite difficult to get this in Freeze Mage out. You either follow this with Doomsayer Frost Nova turn, or you play this and you still have an Ice block up, right? So it's actually quite difficult to play this in Freeze Mage. Actually. But who knows? This effect is insane. Like, it's actually very nuts. This also works with like a Flame Waker deck too. Such a good card. Man, these legendaries are actually really, really intense, right? The only other legendary that was released was Wilford Frizzlebang. Or, yeah, Wilford Frizzlebang for Warlocks. And it's not that good, but it's Warlocks. Warlocks already has 2 insane demons, so I think it's fine. Please be good. Priest Druid Legendary, please be good. Oh, Aviana was also... Oh, Aviana and Nubarak. And Nubarak is not that good in Rogue. And Aviana it's pretty underwhelming as well, to be honest. So, oh my god. Please be good, Priest Legendary. Jesus Christ. I would just kick myself if it's not. But yeah. We'll see you guys in the next Amaz review TGT video.